Right, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Newspaper Review. We have a guest in the studio who has already joined us for the review of the papers. He is Comrade Kanayo Obidigbo. So you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you and good morning, ABS.
Yeah, good to have you around again. Well, let's kickstart with stories making our headlines on our ABS website. Bishop Ezefo asks federal government to make adequate budgetary allocation to education sector. Federal government urged to expand opportunities for people living with disabilities. Obiano calls for review of rules governing civil procedure in justice administration. Obiano grants pardon to 10 prisoners. That story is making the headlines on our ABS website. We could just start from the beginning, the top. Bishop Ezefo asks federal government to make adequate budgetary allocation to the education sector.
Yes, I think the Bishop pronouncement on budgetary allocation is apt in the sense that it is so unfortunate that when you look at the appropriation bill that is being implemented now, you find out that the percentage of the total appropriation bill allocated to education is so poor. And every country, every nation that wants to develop must invest in education because education is the root of knowledge. Education gives room for research programs. Education, in fact, when you educate a people, you have actually developed that community or nation.
That's a good one. All right, let's run. Can we look at this that says Obiano calls for review of rules governing civil procedure in justice administration and looking at our contemporary society? What do you say about this?
You see, the justice administration everywhere in the world is looked at a social science that actually galvanizes the country, the community, even association. If there's no justice, if there is no administration, if it is not properly administered, you find out that those are the things that leads to anarchy. Those that leads to disruption, disconnection. When I mean disconnection, I mean things will not flow. So a situation where justice, because social justice in any community is so important for people to live. Because if there is none, then it means that there will be anarchy.
All right, let's quickly look at a federal government urge to expand opportunities for people living with disabilities.
That is so important. A society that doesn't have sensitivity to people living with disability. But I can see now most political parties these days now have provisions for people with certain disabilities that they have an office assigned to them within the structure of any political party. Like
we must not fail to give kudos to the state, in what they are doing in that area. The other time they celebrated their day, yes, and we had some of them here. It amazed me to see a blind lawyer, that came for the program. He actually works with the state government and so many others,
yes,
in the state.
Yes, but that's what it should be anywhere in the world. Let me put it this way. When someone is disabled, probably by a deformity on the leg, it doesn't touch the brain. It doesn't stop him from thinking. It doesn't stop him from being a scientist. There are a few people who are blind. For instance, Steve Wonders.
All right, let's
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
All right, please, in case you want to join this conversation, we have our phone lines on the screen. When you call, you try to move away from your television set, or you can turn it down and you talk to us so that we can communicate effectively here. All right, let's move to the first paper for review this morning, which is the Daily Times. The banner headlines that says uproar as CBN decries 500 billion naira non-performing export fund. With riders there says Nigeria's external reserves now $43 billion. Banks service customers' accounts with 555 billion naira in 9 months. Up there we have 2019 polls. I'm not neutral, but we continue to speak against evil. That's coming from Obasanjo. Down here we have Buhari wants African youths to lead fight against corruption. And federal government attracts 183 billion naira new iron ore steel production investment. Fund withdraws services to Oshubi Gombe Airport, MMA to over huge debt. PTAD pays 1.56 billion naira to 500 NITEL MTEL pensioners next of kin. All right, I think let's begin with this. Buhari wants African youths to lead fight against corruption, knowing that yesterday was International Day against corruption. What's your take?
Yeah, corruption has been the bane of Nigerian underdevelopment. Corruption. Corruption in any society brings about a lot of government not actually doing the right thing. Corruption in high places. Every educated person know the definition, I mean the dictionary definition of what corruption means.
You know, kind of looking at this statement, you know, calling on the youth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's this Igbo adage that says, "Nwe unata abala." I want you to come from that angle, actually.
So that's what I want to say. Corruption, you know, when we talk about corruption, corruption is multidimensional. A situation where the leaders, when you, for instance, there was a scandal within the JAMB. It's corruption from different states of JAMB offices. Corruption where a situation where the should I say a serpent? Should I say, what do I call it? That God swallowed some money.
All right, let's see
these are things that have been said.
Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from? All right.
My name is Agu. I'm coming from Edo.
All right. Agu Tochuku, go on. Where are you calling from? Sorry about that.
So, like you rightly said, this is a pure Igbo adage that people in high places is asking the youth to fight corruption. With what is it with character armament or with I don't know what they're going to fight corruption with. When we have agencies that was established like the ICPC, the EFCC, and we are still talking of not actually bringing corruption. So a situation where every segment of this country is corruption infested. That is what it is. So it is unfortunate that we are still talking of corruption in this country without consequences.
All right, looking at what Obasanjo is saying up here, 2019 polls, I'm not neutral, but we continue to speak against evil.
Well, he's good. He's an elder statesman. He has been there, and he's taking his time to, like he rightly said, he has to say the truth. The truth at what point? A lot has gone wrong in this country when they were calling the shot. And the blames are, does he have the moral justification to, actually say all these things? These are the areas people are looking at, because he had an opportunity to actually have done better.
Let's quickly see who is here. Hello, good morning.
All right, the big one from the business world here, Opera CBN decries 500 billion naira non-performing export fund, says Nigeria's external reserves now 43 billion naira, billion dollars, sorry. Bank service customers account with 555 billion naira in 9 months? What?
You see, the physical policy of this country has been, on a kind of policy somersault. Why do I say so? When Soludo came up with a policy reform in the central bank, everybody saw it. When Sanusi came, everybody saw it. Maralo is now the architect of BVN. He claims that. And these are all the things we are putting together in our monetary policy. And still, we have problem of financial misappropriations in the banking sector. So our problem in this country is when the policy is made, it is not continuous. Alan Greenspan was the chairman of the American Reserve Board for a long time, no matter who becomes the president, even if it is Republican, because they know the man is a guru, a financial guru. He was able to remain as the chairman of the Reserve Board for a long time.
And one thing is to make policies, and another thing is to implement.
That is what I'm saying. You see, when
all right, let's run the Punch newspapers next on our review lineup.
All right, stories making the headlines. 2019, Obasanjo attacks Buhari again, denies being neutral. Only a fool will sit on the fence or be neutral when his or her country is being destroyed with incompetence, corruption, lack of focus, insecurity, nepotism, brazen impunity, and denial of the obvious. It's coming from his aide. Well, finally lift embargo on EcoBank, GTB, Zenith Bank. Don't be afraid of federal might, Saraki tells Quarants. Unpaid debts, oil depot owners shut down operations today. On top of the Punch this morning, unsigned electoral bill, INEC, political parties meet this week. Lead fight against corruption, President urges African youths. Serap sues Buhari for failing to order Ganduje's probe. I won't resign because of EFCC charges, NBA president. All right, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to your name and location.
I'm calling from Dunukofia local government.
What's your name?
My name is Chukuma.
All right, Chukuma, go ahead with your contributions.
All right, let's see the stories on the Punch.
All right, let's quickly look at the big one. Yeah, it's 2019 Obasanjo, but we're still talking about Obasanjo denying not being neutral. What exactly is he driving at?
But the point remains that I don't know the word neutral or partisan. It should have been applied on this issue. Neutral, is it? Say there is not being neutral. After all, he was trying to create the third force that phased out with over time. Obasanjo has been taking sides. If it's PDP, it should be PDP. You see, one thing about this country is that our political leaders lost their ideological focus. Because if I am a socialist, I'm a socialist. If I am a Republican, which is the capitalist side, then you are. Then you profess that, you adhere to that, you manifest that. So a situation where our leaders are dancing from one political party to the other does not give proper credence to our polity.
All right, quickly, unpaid debts, all depot owners shut down operations today. And that's actually a very big one. I mean, it's Xmas.
Earlier before we entered the December proper,
yes.
Maybe late November, first week of December, they said something that they are not going to go on strike.
And the subsidy thing is fraud on its own. I must say that.
And even right now, transportation.
So the subsidy thing is a fraud, and those of them who are the players in that oil industry knows what it means. That if the government actually says we have actually withdrawn whatever is the subsidy, but the marketers, those are in the oil and gas industry, knows the inside story.
The question we keep asking, why must it be always every Yuletide period that this thing happen, and they gave Nigerians hope before now, and now today is 10th of December.
The hope thing is always what they do every year,
No, but the point is this, this So this is the type of the oil marketers. Look at the way they are now giving it to the government that if you don't do this, we will do that. And they know that once they go on strike, it means a lot to the economy of this country. You see?
All right, let's see who is here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Your name and location.
My name is Chidera.
Your name is Chidera.
From Anambra.
I need you to speak up. Speak up. Speak up. What's your name? All right, let's move on. The next paper.
Okay, the last but not the least in our lineup this morning is the Guardian newspapers. The bold headline that says, "Fan grounds Lagos, worry airports, others over 2.6 billion naira debt with riders there. Chaotic Yuletide imminent as airlines fault decision. Oshubi Airfield says operations won't stop, declares notice falls." At the right, we have APC reps disagree over Buhari's refusal to sign electoral bill. President's action on patriotic, dangerous, says IYC, others. And President unveils APC of anti-corruption fight. No going back on strike, as tells government. I think we have to look at this story concerning the electoral bill. APC reps disagree over Buhari's refusal to sign electoral bill. And according to President yesterday, the statement I had on the news that he is not signing it because if he signs it at this time, it's going to bring a lot of disruption in the electoral process that is just around the corner. What's your take on that?
My take is this: the president, Muhammadu Buhari, knew that this bill has been presented severally. So is he now claiming that this time around, if signed into law, that it will disrupt the electoral processes? But why didn't we make here? Yes. So why didn't we take care of all these things? For instance, when they were asking the National Assembly to approve the budget for the election, for the INEC, they virtually wanted to hold the National Assembly session on a Sunday so that they will be able to pass these things and then give them enough money. 143 billion naira you have given to INEC. And now electoral law that says we do this, we do that, we will improve on this. For instance, when I went to the polling booths, I saw what they call it, verification of papers being hanged. With that quantum of money given to INEC, you are hanging papers that will be washed away with either wind or rain. That is what is done everywhere. So it doesn't show really that INEC has improved. Now, you have to sign these things. He has to sign these things into law. The National Assembly was able to come up with, amendments that will support the INEC for them to be able to conduct a credible election. And since he did not do that, claiming or believing that once it is signed into law, look at the condition he's given in the whole of National Assembly, that until they agree with him that they are not going to apply it, or we are not going to apply it on this present process, we should wait. Does it work anywhere in the world?
I think that's a very big topic for discussion, for another day. We could go on and on, but time is no longer a friend here. We must thank you so much, Comrade Kanayo Obidibo, for coming to help us analyze the papers this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Your time.
Thank you.
And please don't go, because we are coming back for other programs.